Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're diving into something that's quietly happening in the background of our lives. How the AI we interact with every single day is shaping the most personal thing we have, our identity.
So let me just start by asking you this. Does your phone actually know you better than you know yourself? I mean, with its perfectly tailored feeds and ads that seem to read your mind, it almost feels like it does sometimes, right? It's a pretty wild question, but it's one we're all facing.
And that really gets to the heart of our first big idea, the AI mirror. See, we start using these technologies because they feel like they're just reflecting our own tastes back at us. But is that all that's going on? Or is something much deeper happening?
I mean, just think about Spotify Wrapped. We've all been there. Every year, we can't wait to see this data-driven story of who we were musically. We share it, we talk about it. It feels like this perfect little snapshot of our personality. It feels like Spotify just gets us.
But here's the twist. AI plays this dual role. It starts out as a mirror, right? It just reflects what you like. Simple enough. But over time, it slowly, subtly becomes a mold. It stops just showing you what you like and starts actively shaping what you're going to like next. It's not just a reflection anymore. It's helping create who you are.
So, how does that happen? How do we go from a simple mirror to a powerful mold? Well, that brings us to this next idea, the illusion of choice. It's about that moment when we trade a little bit of freedom for a whole lot of convenience.
According to researcher Nassar Ahmed, you have to understand that modern algorithms are way past just trying to persuade you. They're actually in the business of constructing our desires. That spontaneous urge you feel to buy something or that new artist you just discovered. It might feel like a free choice, but it's often the final step in a process that was designed from the beginning. Think about it this way. We're not just freely exploring the digital world. We're actually being guided by what Ahmed calls invisible architects. These algorithms are building the experience around us, and they're so good at it that every suggestion, every recommendation feels totally personal and spontaneous, even when it's been completely manufactured for us. And this quote from him just hits the nail on the head. We no longer seek, we scroll. We no longer choose, we accept. That frictionless convenience, it has a hidden cost. When everything is just served up to you, that muscle you use to actively go out and find things, it just gets weaker. We start passively accepting instead of actively choosing. And this is where it gets really personal, because once our choices are being shaped for us, it's a very short step to our very sense of self being co-created by code. This is a concept called the algorithmic self. Researcher Gina Joseph defines it as an identity that isn't just living on technology, but is co-constructed with it. It's a version of you where your own feelings, your own preferences, even your own self-awareness are constantly being molded by this nonstop feedback from AI systems. And you can see how this feedback loop works pretty clearly. It's a cycle. First, you do something online, like a video, listen to a song, whatever. Second, the algorithms grab that data and analyze it. Third, they start feeding you more content that reinforces the you they think they've found. And here's the kicker, step 4. You start to see yourself through that lens. Your own self-perception begins to match what the algorithm is showing you. Now, the real danger here is that this whole process creates this powerful digital echo chamber, but for your identity itself. The algorithm gets incredibly good at cementing who you are right now, but it has zero concept of who you might want to become. It can kind of trap you, making it harder to grow or discover a totally new side of yourself. Okay, I know, this is all starting to sound a little bleak, right? But here's the good news. There is a really powerful way to take back control, and it all comes down to understanding one crucial difference, the difference between intelligence and values. Analyst Bharath Chandra breaks it down like this. Every major choice you make really comes from two things. On one hand, you've got intelligence, analyzing data, predicting what's going to happen. That's where AI is an absolute superstar. But on the other hand, you have your values, what you actually prefer, what you think is right, what deeply matters to you. And that's our territory. That is purely human. So let's make this real. Imagine an AI could analyze 2 job offers and perfectly predict your salary, your commute, your career path, all of it. It can give you all the intelligence in the world, but it can't make the decision for you. It can't tell you whether you should care more about the money or about doing something you love. That's not an intelligence problem, it's a values question. and the final choice is always yours. So what do we do about all this? Well, this is the most important part. We reclaim our agency. We have to remember that we are the authors of our own lives, and there are real, practical things we can do to make sure it stays that way. So here are a few ideas. It really all starts with just being more aware. Pause for a second before you click buy. Actively ask yourself, wait, why is the algorithm showing me this right now? Make a point to sometimes seek out something totally different, something that wasn't recommended to you. It's about choosing to be aware instead of just coasting on convenience. At the end of the day, it's about using AI as an amazing advisor, but never, ever letting it be the decider. And really, it all comes down to this. AI is going to get better and better at showing us all the possible paths our lives could take. It's going to be like the ultimate map. But a map can't tell you where to go. It can't tell you which path to walk. That choice, well, that's always going to be up to us. Hey,